Hey, I'm Jared. And if you're at all familiar with my story, it basically was I was a wrestler, I binged, I was lonely, marijuana, I became depressed, and I became a monk where I learned mindfulness and kind of restored my sanity around food. But I still was binging a little bit emotionally. And then I got into therapy, became a counselor, and along this way, I started seeing a therapist for some of these emotional issues. And that's where I really finally put the nail in the coffin in terms of my eating habits. I wanted to share with you where I'm at now. And in particular, I'm talking about this voice inside. So this voice inside has been my devil on my shoulder, and it's still here with me today. I want hopefully this story can be a realistic example of what will happen when you go on this journey. This voice on the shoulder that tells you you're worthless, that tells me that I'm worthless, that I always need to work harder and be more productive, that I need to always improve, that I always need to, be there for others, that I always need to um, be hard on myself. The same voice that, you know, eat that cookie, eat that candy, eat that same pressure, uh, you know, that same push. And so that voice is still here with me today. And just the other day, we had our Cielo annual retreat, the Cielo House for Eating Disorder Treatment. I'm a recovery counselor there, and we had our annual retreat. So we went, and I was so nervous before the retreat. I was so nervous. And this voice right here was chirping up, Jared, you're socially awkward. You're weird. You're a loner. You're, you know, you're going to go to this party and people are going to be having fun and you're going to be watching from the outside. That voice was chirping, right? And this voice, whatever your version of the voice, it's going to chirp. It's going to chirp. But through these years of practice and spiritual practice that I've gone through and therapy and doing this work that I'm talking about on eating enlightenment, the journaling and everything, meditation and prayer, I don't believe that voice. As I drove, I said, you know what? I hear this voice, but it's not true. It's not me. Most likely, what'll happen is I'll go to there, I'll have a fine time, and I'll leave glad that I went. Nothing bad is going to happen. And so that was sort of my inner authentic voice counterbalancing this negative force within me. This voice that I spoke within, hey, it's going to be fine. This talking to the devil on my shoulder, saying, hey, devil on my shoulder, I understand that you're a remnant from my childhood. I understand that my inner child is afraid right now, and I talk to my inner child. Hey, inner child, I think you're nervous right now. What do you need right now? What are you worried about? Oh, I'm worried about no one liking me at the party. Well, you're a pretty social guy these days. I think people are going to like you. Okay, good point. So this little dialogue, this ability to speak up to the devil and counterbalance the devil, this is where I'm at today, where the devil is still there, but I am able to both speak from my own voice to connect to my inner child, where the fears of the devil are coming from, and to I went to the party and had a good time. Went to the retreat. Dare I say I was a pillar of attention? Dare I say I was one of the pillars of a group and just was able to flow from group to group? I mean, I have this internal narrative still to this day that I'm a loner, that I'm awkward, that I'm weird, but I'm not anymore. I have this narrative that I binge, but I don't. It's been a while. And so, that's I hope I'm along my journey. I'm well into my journey, and I want to share with you what this sort of looks like. 5 years after you're done binging, it's not like it just goes away. It's just your authentic self kind of balances it out, and you're able to connect with what you really need, and you're able to make wise decisions. Quite frankly, you're able to be wise and to tap into that inner wisdom you have within you, that spirit within you that naturally wants to be in harmony and finds harmony. Um, but the devil, that inner critic voice, it's still there. It's still there. Okay. So I just wanted to share with you like that, um, that this is the work. We work with the devil on the shoulder and we integrate it and we dance with it. We talk with it. We learn to, you know, set ourselves up for success, right? Like let's be clear here. This will be the last tangent and then I'll close up the video. I am sleeping well, I am eating well, I am not dieting, I am doing moderate exercise. I am not pushing myself really hard when I exercise. I mean, it's fine if you want to push yourself. I'm just sharing with you that I don't really push myself. I do good little sweat. But anyways, I'm in a good headspace. I have a lot of mindfulness practice. I'm able to catch these thoughts. I mean, you got to be in a good headspace. You gotta to do this inner child talking to the devil on your shoulder. If I'm on 4 hours of sleep and I'm starving, there's no way. It's too your brain waves are too distorted. They're too choppy, and you can't listen to what's going on inside. So, anyways, those are like the two pieces. I help people get the container so that they can calm down, and then from the calmness, they can kind of do the inner work with their child, and that's kind of where I'm at as well on my journey. So, yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Check that little bell for notifications so you get new subscriber content. And be sure to like the video. Thank you again for your time, and namaste.